When I came into healthcare, I was not impressed with marketing from healthcare organizations. Invariably, what it was, find the local baseball team, make sure you're in the outfield. I'd see billboards around town that were nonsensical and tons of emails. Has that improved, or is that still the primary strategy for client acquisition?
I think depending on age of the organization, if you're a new startup, your marketing tactics would be a little bit different. And there's a whole bunch of technology out there today in marketing tools that can really streamline and give you a lot of good data to be very effective. But in the healthcare space, I agree. It's billboards, it's newspaper ads, it's local sports, it's maybe radio station ads, and you do those buys and you hope that it drives patients to you. And everyone has choice today and how they consume healthcare. Everyone's needing different services. I read actually a stat. It was the National Institute of Health had published a study, and it said 50% of Americans have some form of chronic condition or another, and that accounts for about 85% of national healthcare spend. So half of our population is driving 85% of the spend with they're not really making a lot of choices necessarily. I have a chronic condition. I like my doctor. I want to do this. I need this care. So therefore, I'm going to remain with my system or my specialist. But the other 50% who don't have a chronic condition and maybe use healthcare services, I would hope for their sake, infrequently at best, because no one wants to be sick. But when you need it, you definitely need it. So then you might have some choice. But how do you acquire those consumers is really the question.
Can I tell you the thing that's not being said? And it's a lot of clinicians in healthcare systems do not want to acquire more patients. That's the thing that's not being said. It's okay, let's do marketing. And the administration will be like, hey, let's get these patients lined up. And then the people who are on the ground level are like, look, we have beds in the hallways. We have 6 months till you can see this specialist. We have this and this. And this is where the CIO and the chief strategy officer and others need to weigh in and go, hey, look, we've got a problem here. And the problem is turn on the marketing engine if you want, but we don't have the capacity to handle the onslaught. If we're really successful with that marketing campaign, we just don't have the capacity. And the patients know it when they walk through that front door and they sit in the waiting room for an hour or 2 hours, and then they end up in a bed that is in a hallway and they go, something's not right here.